countdown is over and Supertri is back in 2025. And today, the centre of the triathlon world, well, it's right here in London for the 6th edition of the groundbreaking Supertri E World Championships powered by MyWhoosh. The biggest names in the sport, well, they are ready to open their 2025 seasons, taking on a new format and a new virtual world. Who has done the work in winter and who will prevail and be crowned 2025's first triathlon world champions? Supertri E, the next evolution in triathlon. It is time to race. It is really, really hard. Transition is where Supertri E is won and lost.
The power is coming from the leg.
McQueen's just doing his job off the front. They might be looking at a world champion. The chase for the podium spots is well and truly on. There is no time to rest. Now the pain begins.
She's rocking and rolling. This is such a hard race.
Never over till it's over.
Have we ever had a race this close?
We have never seen a better race with bigger stakes than this. The crowd are up in their seats, and that is your world champions. That's right, world champions, Olympic gold medalists, and the new crop of talent. They are all getting ready, and they are here at London Aquatic Centre. There's no bigger name in the sport, though, here in the UK, or indeed worldwide, than Brownlee. And at 34 and after a 4-year hiatus, Johnny is back at Supertri E.
I said I wasn't coming unless I could wear pink. I'm not wearing myself a bit. Around 68. It's obviously a start of a new season, so there's always that little bit of nervousness of how's the training gone, have done the right training, and then you don't know in this kind of thing. You know, some people are very good pool swimmers, very good turbo compared to in real life because they're not very good at cornering, so you're never quite sure who's going to be good. Don't know what lanes to choose. Nice and cool, nice to get in the cold water. It feels weird swimming again in this environment. It's like I've been back in a swimming gala when I was about 12 years old, so it feels weird to be racing again in the pool. Yeah, the house felt alright, we'll wait and see.
Well, it's pretty special being the whole Olympic Park, yeah. Man, it's just brings back the memories of 2012 and amazing times, and then the older you get, the more nostalgic you get, and the more you think about these things. Very special.
Those treadmills just feel so hard running, but your heart rate will get high. But it's going to be a long, hard, whatever, 30, 40 minutes, so hopefully that plays into my strengths by the end. We'll see.
Oldest man in the field, and he'll have his work cut out for him. It all starts in a few minutes. My name's Will McLoyne. Alongside me, Adam Leach on the pool deck, and in commentary, Tim Don. And Tim, a quality top 10 in the finals.
Absolutely. These guys have earned their place here with the heats this morning, and definitely the cream rose to the top across the 3 heats we had this morning.
That's right, Martin Kropko at the top. He is 19 years of age, the youngest, and 15 years younger than Johnny Brownlee. Now, at the other end, Luke McCarron got in the heats by 2 seconds in a sprint, if you don't mind. But the ones they are all looking at are in the middle of the pool, and leading them, it is Chase McQueen, the reigning world champion in this format, and he was great this morning.
Absolutely, he was in control. He raced the race that he needed to just to qualify. He knows how to push himself just enough, and that is exactly what he did, stepped off.
That's right, he is here back for the 6th time. Henry Graf is having some kind of form in 2025, the German.
Yeah, I mean, he's big and rangy, and he's in great form. He just made it in, though, with the fastest loser, so did that take too much out of him?
Yeah, that's a question. He did win in the indoors 2 weeks ago. Dorian Connings, the 2023 world champion. He was in great form in heat number 3, the Frenchman. And as the French do at this type of racing, they tend to dominate, and not only him, but also Maxime Humer-Brussbrugger, who was 2nd in his heat, and he had the opportunity to cruise as well. Now, also a heat winner was Chase McQueen, and he was asked by Adam Leach what it meant for him to win last year.
It meant everything. After 2 years ago, it was a big redemption for me, and yeah, I was really excited to execute a good race, and I know I was really strong that day, and I'm looking to replicate it tonight. We'll see what happens.
Do you feel extra pressure coming in? Is there a target on your back?
I guess people know that I won last year, but for me, the plan doesn't really change. You know, the only thing that I have going for me is I know what it takes to win this race. Last year, I thought I did a really good race, and hopefully today I can do the same or even better. The competition is really strong, so I know it's going to be tough, and these guys aren't going to hand it to me for sure, so I got to bring my best.
And what about this new format this year? Continuous swim, bike, run, no breaks. How does it feel?
It's really hard. I thought last year was hard, and I think it maybe is even harder this year. It's really tough. It's like as soon as you lose control, you're out of the race. As soon as you go over the red line, it's over. So, yeah, you got to kind of have some good strategies, not go over the red line, but at the end of the day, it's full gas. It's 15 minutes, so it's like everything you have. Yeah.
And just quickly, how about the breadth of competition here? It's going to be a tough night.
Yeah, it's good. It's super hard. The level is just getting stronger and stronger every year, and you know, a lot of these guys on the start list, they're like 10 years younger than me, and that's crazy to say. Like, I'm 27 years old now. I know how hard it is to win races, and yeah, hopefully today I can bring my best, and we'll see what everybody else has.
I wish I considered 27 years old, but 10 superstars, there are 2 of them right there, and 1 chance to be the world champion if they are to achieve that. Could it be Brownlee, could it be McQueen again? Let's take a look at what they will have to conquer out there.
The stage is set, and standing between the athletes and the World Championship title is 3 back-to-back triathlons, no breaks this time. 200 metres in the pool, that's 4 laps, followed by a 4-kilometre tax turbo trainer ride and a 1-kilometre self-powered treadmill run, all on a custom Supertri course in the virtual world of MyWhoosh. Then it's back to the swim to do it all again and again. 9 legs, 8 transitions, and 1 speed, full gas.
As easy as that with the Supertri format of 3 back-to-back triathlons in the virtual world of MyWhoosh, which you can race for free at any time you are game to do it. Number 10, the first man out onto the pool deck, the Irishman Luke McCarron. His last sprint in the 200 metres in Heat 3 qualified him by a couple of seconds. He's actually been working nights all this week training as a doctor, and then drove down here and made the final. His second Supertri appearance after 19th in London in 2023. Martin Kropko, the 19-year-old Hungarian, youngest in the field, junior European aquathlon champion. His 3rd appearance at Supertri, despite only being 19, his best 18th in Cersei, so his first final. Ian Pennekamp from the Netherlands on debut in this format, 2-time junior Dutch champion. He actually raced the juniors in Jersey back when we had that race in 2018, where he won 1 race. So bringing the talent through. Speaking of bringing the talent through, the German Henry Graf, winner of the Levon Indoors 2 weeks ago. 4th also in Abu Dhabi at the Championship Series, and gold as part of that German mixed team relay team. He was 4th fastest in the heats. Speaking of cruising the heats, Maxime Huber-Moosbrugger, one of the more experienced out there, the Frenchman, 5th appearance. His best 3rd right here last year, and he'll be looking to go 1 or 2 steps better. A World Cup winner in Miyazaki late last year. Joris Bassel, a 23-year-old from Belgium. A big improver as well, 19th in Cersei in 2023, and he went through as an automatic qualifier from his heat. He's in some kind of form. Maciej Brudzak from Poland, the 26-year-old. His 3rd appearance in the format. His best 9th in Switzerland 2023. He's the current Polish national champion at super sprint, sprint and Olympic distance. Well, this man needs no introduction. The 2023 world champion, the 2021 Olympic bronze medalist, Dorian Connix. He's really been focusing on training for this title, the first world championship title of 2025. On debut in the format. The big cheer for Chase McQueen, the reigning world champion. 6th appearance, has not missed one of these, and he's a regular on the Supertri League circuit, which will come up again later in the year, racing for Stars and Stripes. And the final athlete to come out, and the firm favourite, the 34-year-old triple Olympic medalist, Johnny Brownlee, back in Supertri E for the first time since 2021. Let's hear from him.
Johnny, what an incredible reception. How special at this stage of your career to enjoy this?
Yeah, I know, it's super special. Obviously, London 2012 was an amazing time, and to be back here as I'm nearly 35 years old, you know, it's incredibly special. So yeah, thank you so much. I've had some great support throughout my whole career now, nearly 20 years of triathlon, so yeah, thank you very much.
Good luck, Johnny.
Thank you.
Well, no prizes for guessing, Tim Don, who the crowd are backing to win this one, and if he could, it would be his best in this format, and he would be a very popular winner.
Absolutely, he looks so good this morning. Let's see if he can back it up right now.
Start with a 200-metre swim. Let's get it underway. A clean start and a good start too. Look for McQueen in the yellow in the middle. He is a super swimmer already. He's ahead in front, and that is Henry Graf as well. Oh, sorry, Joris Basel. They're both in white in lane 3, who is sitting around on his feet. But there are some quality swimmers in the middle of this pool, Tim.
It'll be interesting, Will, if they chase the 2:01 swim record that was done here last year. But with this new format, it's more a waiting game, I think. With a swim, bike, run, absolutely no rests in between. This new Supertri format is definitely going to test them in the long run, not just the short.
Queen got off quickly in the first 30 metres, but it was Basel, Jorik Basel, who led at the turn and continues to lead as they come up towards the halfway point of the first of 9 legs. You can see at the bottom of your screen, swim, bike, run, swim, bike, run, swim, bike, run. We used to have breaks, but no breaks anymore, so we'll see how it goes. And he is on track, if he can do that again, to break the 2-minute barrier.
Well, he's gone out in a 58, so he's definitely looking close to that 2:01. But I think Chase is just, he'll be looking left and right, he'll be breathing both sides, looking where everyone is, and he will be wanting to put distance between Dorian and Brownlee as well. They're the 2 guys he'll be watching, and he's already put 5 seconds into them. This is some great swimming by these 2.
Yeah, the transition's also incredibly important. Let's see if they turn in under 1:30. It's going to be right on the knockout, 1:31. So no one's broken 2 minutes in the history of Supertri. This is the 6th year since it was inaugurated in 2020. And look at that, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and Luke McCarron off the back by 4 seconds. So very important for those back markers, including Brownlee and Hubert Moosbrugger, who are many people's favourites for the podium, to have a good transition come out of the water. The goggles and cap have to go in the box as soon as they get out of the water before they head around onto the Tax Turbo Trainer. Everything heads in okay, and it looks like it's going to be Basel and then McQueen, followed by Kropko, who's had a great second 100 metres and be 3rd onto the bike. And now it's about getting that bike moving and getting into the work before we head into the virtual world of MyWhoosh.
And this is exactly what Chase did last year. He got out early. This morning he had the highest watts per kilo, so he was the fastest biker this morning. And again, I think he's going to say, here I am, if you want to beat me, if you want to take my world title, you've got to chase me. I did notice that Tomo, the race referee, was talking to him. Let's hope there's no infringement there along the way. The last thing they want is an extra 5-second penalty for maybe goggles or hat outside the box. There's Graf there, you can see he's working, he's already up there.
A pair of them working together. There's no draft. For anyone who's used to indoor virtual racing will know that draft does exist, but in MyWhoosh, and for this it's about pure athletic capacity, and McQueen hitting 8.4 watts a kilo there, up into their first rise in this virtual world. It's been custom built by MyWhoosh, and there's a slight rise heading up into this village section before a long left-hand turn and a downhill. And McQueen has put in big watts per kilo in order to steal a little gap there on Basel. Grudziak over 400 watts in 3rd position, 6 seconds back. Kropko at 12 seconds and Connick's also at 12 seconds. Brownlee 18 seconds back in 9th position. He didn't have a great swim in the heats, but he had a great bike to put himself back up into position across the 4 kilometres, and we'll see if Brownlee can do that again in this one as Connick's moves up into 4th. So the virtual Chase McQueen on the left and the real-life Joris Basel on the right. And you can see that Grudziak has pushed up onto the back of Basel in the back of shot there on the left. And there is the big gear and up out of the saddle for McQueen.
I almost think Chase, he wants to get a nice lead, so he hits the run and then he can be in control. He won't want to run too fast, because again, when they finish the run, they've got to run all the way round the top of the pool, the whole length. It's an extra 75 metres of running, goggles and hat back on and dive in, and then he can really calm down and have a look. It's all about not spiking, not getting that heart rate up. His cadence is right up though. Everyone is spinning really high at the moment. They're spinning at about 100 RPM a minute. They're pushing over 400 watts when they're on these rises as well.
So McQueen still in the high 300s on the watts, and he's now 8 seconds in the clear. Basel, Grudziak 10 seconds back, Connick's 12 seconds back. Huber Moosbrugger's moved up to 16 seconds back in 5th. And Brownlee is now in 7th position as well, as they're going to head through the big sandcastle. And there is Johnny Brownlee on the right. And the battle for 2nd and 3rd there on the left between Basel and Brudziak as they end the first 2 kilometre lap. So Brownlee tagged onto the back of Huber Moosbrugger there. The pair of them 16 seconds in arrears from McQueen, Basel, Brudziak and Connex as they finish the first 2 kilometre lap. And they head around and back up towards the village, which is at the far end of this virtual course. And Brownlee is hunting down Huber Moosbrugger, while at the front, McQueen continues to extend his lead. Currently pushing 470 watts to Basel's 400, so just eking out extra seconds, McQueen. And you're right, he said in that interview beforehand that he has to, as soon as you are out of control, you're lost. And maybe he's putting in hard in the first swim and bike so that he can measure his efforts.
That's exactly what it looks like he's doing, because if he's going all in now and thinks he can hold on for 3 races, he's got another thing coming with the likes of Dorian Connex, Jonathan Brownlee, and Maxime as well, chasing him down. But again, he's pulling away another 2 seconds.
The group on the left, the Brudziak, Basel and Connex, all battling for 2nd position. Brownlee, you can see on the right of your screen, is 4 seconds behind them, and you can see him in the back of shot. And alongside him is Maxime Huber Moosbrugger. So the battle for 2nd, 3rd and 4th, and then back there 5th and 6th. And in the centre is McQueen, who is now 12 seconds clear of the chasing pack, the reigning world champion.
This is such a different race than what we saw this morning in the heats. Everyone's face looked measured. Chase McQueen looked like he was in control. Here you can see he is totally laser focused on his screen, watching the avatars. And again, if you can see everyone how close. As much as there's not a draft, you just feel that you can just get a tag. You know, you've got that target in front of you. That transition is going to be so messy because they're all going to be jumping off within 5 or 6 seconds heading to their treadmills.
So McQueen is on the wooden bridge, which means he's head up the main hill on this course and is heading back around to a downhill finish with about 400 metres to go. You can see there on the left-hand side, Connex 12 seconds in arrears. A big group there, Brudziak, Huber Moosbrugger and Brownlee, who are just about on the back of that group for 2nd through 5th. And Basel is a further 2 seconds back. But McQueen, his feet are out of the shoes, and if he's smart, he'll put the bike in the smaller chainring and give him a decent gear to start off on the 2nd bike, because there'll be no chance to do it otherwise. And you can see he's done exactly that. His cadence went right up there as he changed gears, and now we'll head on to the self-powered treadmill for the first run of 3. 1 kilometre run, and then we'll be back round the pool deck and into the pool for the 2nd swim, bike and run, but looks comfortable and exactly what you expect the world champion to look like. And here comes the 2023 world champion, Connex, Brudziak, Brownlee and Huber Moosbrugger. The top 5 all on, and the big push from Connex, who has been training quite a bit, Tim, I understand, on these treadmills. It's quite the skill, and you can see how big those strides he's taking.
Absolutely. He said he's had a treadmill shipped to where he trains in Grenoble in France, and he's been doing some swim, bike, run sessions and mimicking this race. They're really, these days, training to race. It's not just junk mileage. These guys are training so specifically. And the fact, you can see Chase McQueen, he just looks relaxed. He looks like a man in control. He knows he's got 10, 12 seconds. If anyone wants to catch him over 1 kilometre on this new course, they really, really are going to have to, well, go into the red, which he does not want to do. It's the run where you can get your heart rate the highest. This is where he needs to keep that control.
At the front here, Brudziak and Connex, and Huber Moosbrugger. There's 2 in red. It's Connex who is on the left and Huber Moosbrugger on the right, who've stolen a little gap on Brownlee and Brudziak. But at the front, as you see, Chase McQueen, I'm just looking at the heart rates on the bike. The average heart rate McQueen had, heart rate was 141, Connex 175, Brudziak 172. So he really is controlling his way through this, and there he is on the left, and there's the gap you can see back to the chasing pack that is led by that man on the right, Maxime Huber Moosbrugger, the 28-year-old, in his 5th Supertri appearance. In London, he's finished 3rd, 4th and 7th, Hubert Moosbrugger, and so those top 2 steps of the podium, they elude him. McQueen on your left there, and he's got more of a, that's not really a McQueen running style, that's more a McCloy running style on the left, unfortunately for me.
You can see now Dorian's moved up into 2nd spot. He's slowly edging closer, only 10 seconds behind. But I think with Chase swimming so well in the first race, he won't mind hitting that water with any lead at all. He knows he's got that advantage. Johnny Brownlee, 14 seconds down, just moving up to 12. He's moving at nearly 20 kilometers an hour. His heart rate, though, is in the high 160s.
So 10 seconds the gap. McQueen is doing it easy in front at the moment, looking around at the field and wondering how far behind they are because there's no one anywhere near him on his screen. He'll only be able to see ahead. And behind him, Connix and Hubert Moosbrugger, the 2 Frenchmen, are currently stuck together in 2nd and 3rd. And then 4 seconds back, Rudziak and Brownlee. Kropko at 18 seconds in arrears, Graf at 20. Jorik Bassel has moved back to 24 seconds back now. As you know, he led out of the swim and he's had a tough bike and run. Ian Pennekamp, the Dutchman, 30 seconds back, and Luke McCarran, 40 seconds. And last of all, and coming into the virtual crowd, is Chase McQueen, who is controlling this one. He's just about to hop off his treadmill, and here he goes around the outside of the pool. McQueen is first to go past us here in the commentary position. He looks up to the big screen and he doesn't see anyone else. He looks across the pool, he doesn't see anyone else either.
You just see in the top of the screen, you've got the 2 French guys and they are running fast. They've really closed down there. Chase had to get his heart rate up there, but now he's got a clear view of everyone running around the pool. This race is by no means over.
So now it's goggles and cap into the water once again, and it's a real skill when your heart rate's up is to be able to put the cap and goggles on effectively and quickly. And it was a lot of practice.
What a transition from Dorian there. He's put clean distance between himself and the rest of the chasers. He's in the lane next to Chase McQueen, so he'll be really looking to get on his way if he can have a good 100 meters just to get that edge. Chase has got such a lovely stroke. His underwater work off the wall is fantastic. Looks long and strong. A really fantastic pool swimmer. You can see Dorian's just turning at the top of your screen. He's coming back there. He really had a great transition.
Yeah, he's probably put 5 or 6 seconds into Rudziak and Hubert Moosbrugger. And then Brownlee is in the middle in the pink as well.
So this morning you can see Brownlee right in the middle of the screen in pink. He swam very well. He's got a different style of stroke from Chase McQueen. He's got more choppy, but he's just got that cadence, that turnover, and he's definitely got those guys in his sight to get on their wake as well and hopefully take him a little bit closer.
Henry Graf in lane 2, top of your screen, is really getting into his work as well, the German. He got stronger as his heat went on, but that was only 2 sets of swim, bike and run, and we've got 3 now. And look for Brownlee as well to continue to get better as this race goes on. But controlling at the front, the American, 27 years old, had his birthday yesterday, and as he was training, his partner Cassandra dropped some balloons into the water to help him celebrate.
I wasn't sure what was going on then. But you can see Chase is on it. He had the fastest transition by over 3 seconds. In Supertri E, that is a massive amount. It really is. He is really focused on this event. This is his 2nd time out. He raced 2 weeks ago in the indoor triathlon and he finished 25th. But he was definitely saying to defend his world title. That was his goal, for early season goal this year.
Right, McQueen's out of the water, so 4 legs out of 9 are done. Helmet, cap and goggles in the box and back onto the bike once again for that 4 kilometres or 2 laps around the virtual world of MyWhoosh. And you can see he's got a little bit of a faster start than some of them will. Even though he was still in the big chain ring, he didn't put it down to the small one, looks like. And Connix, Rudziak onto the bike as well.
You can see then the way Chase was running, he just still had that spring in his step. I think he's really measuring this performance. Really Hopefully not burning too many matches too early. He's just stopped pedaling now to get his foot in. He's going to be losing valuable time there.
See, Kropko really struggled to get it started. He was not in the right gear. There is Graf at the front of your screen there as well.
Graf hasn't even put his shoes on. He's just willing to stomp on those pedals, max power.
You saw Connings do that to great effect in the heats as well. There's really no room for error, and McQueen has extended his lead to 12 seconds, so he's taken another couple out of Connings, who's on his own in second, ahead of Brudziak and Graf, 16 and 18 seconds in arrears, and Huber Moosbrugger also 18 seconds. Brownlee, 20 seconds. And then a gap back to Kropko, Basel, Petterkamp and McCarran.
This race has really opened up now. Dorian really can't let that go any more than 15 seconds. He's still riding at 12 seconds, nearly 400 watts. Again, it depends where they are on the course, because it does have these hills and the downhills, and it does simulate that in the MyWhoosh course that they've designed specifically for Supertri E.
So McQueen had a 2:56 swim there. That includes the transition. And as did Henry Graf, who really moved up, and they were the only ones to go under the 3-minute mark.
And that swim time does include that 75-metre run from their treadmills all the way round to the end of the pool. So they are definitely swimming more like a 2:10 to 2:12 for the 200 metres. So that is some fast swimming. Again, Chase is pulling away. He's now 14 seconds ahead of Dorian Connings. Jonathan Brownlee's in 6th, 22 seconds down. He is just hitting those big numbers. He's always floating around 400 watts, Chase McQueen. Let's see how hot it is in here.
Now, these four they seem to be stuck together, and McQueen's just staying far enough ahead to be almost out of mind as these guys start to look more at each other and worry less about Chase McQueen up the front. 14 seconds it remains. Up this big hill, the second one in the virtual lap, and that one actually tops out at about 11.5%. It's not nothing.
No, it's short and sharp, and it really is a leg sapper. You could see all the athletes there working really hard. There is that Dorian Connings is in second there, and then we've got the group of 4 athletes, and only 2 seconds is spreading them. So those guys are really, really in it. You can see there on the screen that they're really close together. Now they're on a slight downhill, they're just easing off.
Yeah, Huber Moosbrugger is now in the lead of that little group, and there is, with an odd little lean there for a second.
Thought he was going off into the crowd.
Thought he'd taken a wrong turn there for a second, but no harm done. And Queen continues to keep that nice little buffer, which is sticking at around 14 seconds. And Connings has dropped the trio of Huber Moosbrugger, Brownlee and Brudziak, who have been stuck together throughout this.
But all it takes is a slip up from Dorian in one of the transitions, and those 4 athletes will be right on top of him. All he'll be thinking on is he'll just be looking, because every athlete can see all the other athletes' cadence, their power, how far they are away from each other, and he'll just be looking at the numbers that Chase McQueen is putting out. 380 watts, 390. These athletes are really, really training for this course. You can see there, Dorian, he's out the saddle, he's up the steep hill. He's trying to get his heart rate down. It is very, very hot in here. That's the other factor, being indoors. It's a very oppressive heat. It's almost like racing in the desert or on the beach, as we can see there.
The big one is the run. Chase McQueen lost 10 seconds to the chasing pack on the run last time around, but he had that buffer, and then he made a fair bit of it back up on the way around the pool and then back into the swim. So this group behind him will need to really focus on, especially Connings.
He had
having a big second run.
He ran a 3:13 on that course, which with the hills is really, really tough on those treadmills.
And McQueen was a 3:22, so could evaporate more than half this gap, and you can see Brownlee really putting in the big ones as he tries to improve his position. Currently in 4th, as Henry Graf has overtaken Matches Brudziak for 5th position. So Graf has tacked on to the back of the group. You can see him back there in the white. Brownlee 20 seconds back now in 4th, and he's with Maxime Huber-Moosbrugger, who is just there on the hill as well, you can see on the left of your screen.
You can see Dorian there, he's still focused. Chase McQueen, he's just thinking, I need to keep this lead. 14 seconds now, Chase McQueen has gapped Dorian another 2 seconds. They're yo-yoing out, depending where they are on the course. One thing I have noticed, I haven't really seen Chase have a drink. He's got one shoe out again, that looks sloppy to me. He needs to keep that pressure down. So he's getting towards the end of the bike. You can see his right shoe is still in. He will leave that in right till the end. He's changing gear there. See, he's going down the hill and he is off. Let's see how much spring he's got. He's still looking good. Still looking good, Will.
Yeah, he looks like an athlete who has done this 5 times before, and he knows exactly how to exact the most amount of speed out of the turbo trainer and the self-powered treadmill.
Dorian's won't be far behind him, jumping on the treadmill there. See, he's still got a lead.
Needs a big, big run. Onyx, not only to stay away from the 3-time Olympic medalist Brownlee, but also to try and evaporate just a little bit of this gap, which is now 18 seconds between McQueen and Connix. And Huber-Moosbrugger there as well at 18 seconds. Brownlee 6 seconds further back.
Wow. And when we talk about transition, it's not just the run from the bike, it's literally the last 100, 200 meters of the bike, getting your feet out, but keeping pushing of those down on the pedals, and he's obviously great at that. Getting these treadmills up to speed, leaning in. I think Chase has got those long loping, he hasn't got a high cadence, but that long loping stride really, really suits running in the MyWhoosh world.
Dorian Connix had the fastest bike just by 1 second over McQueen, who was a further 1 second over Huber-Moosbrugger, who was a further 1 second over Brownlee. So 4 seconds between the top 4 in terms of bike splits on that one. All of them, if you're into watts per kilo, were around 5.3 to 5.4 watts a kilo, which is nothing to sneeze at whatsoever. But McQueen still 14 seconds, and he is the second quickest runner out there. At that point, Huber-Moosbrugger is taking a little bit of time out. He's pushed up onto the back of Connix now, both 14 seconds back. They're going to need to find another gear here if they are going to challenge the reigning world champion.
Absolutely, the way Chase is swimming, that's the difference. That's what he's got up his sleeve. I think with this new format, the Supertri E format of consistent swim, bike, run, swim, bike, run, swim, bike, run, you don't get to get the heart rate down. So those people with a nice smooth stroke, they get to dive straight in the pool and get their arms going again. And again, now we're looking at, he's still 12 seconds ahead. Dorian's been overtaken, he's 14 seconds down. Johnny Brownlee running very well. Heart rate, Johnny Brownlee's heart rate, 166. For Johnny, that'll be well over threshold. He'll be getting close to his probably 3,000 meter heart rate pace, and this heat as well is going to be bringing their heart rate up. Just that consistent effort that they've been putting in.
Henry Graf really put in the pool, and he has seen the gains that he made just slowly disappear. The big German, who is finding the going a little tougher here at Supertri E than he did in Levant at the indoors a couple of weeks ago. And Huber-Moosbrugger now as close to Chase McQueen as anyone's been in the last 15 minutes or so. 12 seconds it remains. Connix sticking on him in third. And you can see 17.8 kilometres an hour for McQueen, 19.2 for Huber-Moosbrugger. So he is running a little bit quicker, and he does look good as well. The Frenchman, his arm carriage is good. He doesn't look like he's overextending.
We've got about 100 metres to go, but I think with Chase McQueen's swim, he's going to put out more time to Moosbrugger, and Connix is going to have the swim of his life just to get himself in the game here.
It's really fresh air now, though, considering that we're about to head in for a second fatigued swim as McQueen is off. 8 seconds, it was 14, it is now 8. Does McQueen have what it takes to continue to lead this one? He still looks strong around the pool deck.
He looks great. He's got that spring in his step. He's looking over his shoulder. It's measured effort from McQueen. It really is.
Huber-Moosbrugger and Connix, they have been together the entire day in both heats and all the way through. Brownlee in fourth, Graf right behind him, and then Brunziak, who's been there throughout as well. And McQueen is in the water.
Let's see if Dorian can have another great transition from the run to the swim.
Moosbrugger is losing time, and Connick's has overtaken him. He's evaporated 5 seconds.
Did you see that? Dorian Connick's does not have swim goggles on. That is saving him time, that really is. He's not putting his hat and then his goggles. He's just got his goggles on.
See if we can get a close-up of Connick's in lane 4.
See, there's Chase. Great.
Yes, you're right, as he comes towards a commentary position.
The bottom right-hand corner, top corner there. You'll see him coming in. Yeah, no goggles there. Thinking outside the box, I like that. Just as long as his goggles are in the box.
I was about to say that. I was about to say that. It's not a 5-second penalty for thinking outside the box, but anything else it is.
They've closed right up.
12 seconds it remains. The two Frenchmen chasing the American. Graf has overtaken Brudziak and Brownlee. So he's having great swims, Henry Graf.
He's just got that strength in the water, hasn't he? He's got those big, long arms, and he's just turning it on. The interesting thing that when he won Leven 2 weeks ago, the indoor triathlon, it was only an 8-minute race. This is obviously swim, bike, run 3 times, so I don't think he's just got that endurance to come through, but still great race.
Well, I mean, this is all new ground for us because we have never done a Supertri E where you have to have 2 fatigue swims back-to-back. This is a brand new format, the format that you're going to see across the Supertri League in 2025. It is simple. Swim, bike, run, swim, bike, run, swim, bike, run. Not a goggle in sight for Connick's. What's he... Okay, has he got his eyes open under the water and then he opens one out of the water, or does he just have them open the whole time? What's the go?
Definitely open the whole time.
That is outrageous.
200 metres, you know, you're talking, you know, 2 minutes 12, 2 minutes 15 seconds maximum. I don't think that gap has got any smaller. Chase McQueen just looks so smooth. Dorian has to get on the bike. You can see Chase McQueen in yellow on the left of your screen, and then to your right, the guy in the top with the red suit, that is Dorian Connick's.
Hubert Moosbrugger's overtaken him again. Back in the box, need to go the goggles and the cap, and they do. And the swim is done for this evening for the reigning world champ. He's going to make his way round onto the final bike. So 4 kilometres on the bike and 1 kilometre on the run, both in MyWhoosh, and that's all that stands between Chase McQueen and defending his world title. We're going to see the other reigning world champion, Beth Potter, very, very soon up against Cassandra Beaugrand in the chasing pack of women.
Graf has had a massive swim there. He's pulled himself up into 2nd spot.
We'll get a confirmation of the swim times, but Graf has swum past 4 people.
And he has got on that bike and he is putting it down. Johnny Brownlee there, just getting his feet on top of his shoes, getting that power down.
McCarran still in the water, and Pellekamp as well.
So important early on the bike to forget about getting your feet in the shoes and just push the power down. You really need that momentum in MyWhoosh just to get going. And with such a short bike, only 4 kilometres, some athletes don't even put their feet in both of the shoes, do they?
It's back at 16 seconds. So McQueen, he took this lead in the first swim, basically, in the first leg, then in the first bike, as we can see the watts per kilo on the left-hand side of your screen, and they're all pretty steady across the top 6. Kropko's got down to about 4 watts a kilo. So as long as he keeps doing what he's doing,
he just needs to keep it. He doesn't need to burn any more matches. He just needs to know that he's got a 10-second lead, hit into the run. See, Dorian Connick's is now 20 seconds behind. Jonathan Brownlee, 30 seconds behind. Now, this is a place where he's been in before and he didn't slip up. Last year, he came here not knowing if he was going to have what it took to be a world champion. Now he believes he can do it, and he is here for the repeat. 16 seconds gap now.
Here comes the hill next to the waterfall. This is the toughest part of this course. Could get up out of the saddle, and he does, as it heads up to about 10 or 11%. So really got to dig deep there. 3:03 swim for McQueen and 3:08 for Connick, so he lost 5 seconds.
He's up to nearly 7 watts a kilo there up that hill, really pushing hard. Just needs to push over that hill, and he's got 2.5 kilometres to go.
It's really now down to either Huber Moosbrugger or Connix, you would think, as Brownlee's dropped back down to 6, so he's finding the last swim bike run a little tougher. 6 watts a kilo for Huber Moosbrugger up the hill, and McQueen is already almost off the wooden bridge, and he's going to head downhill to complete the first of 2 laps in this segment of the race.
You can see here the 2 Frenchmen, contrasting styles. You can see Dorian Connix on the right in red, bopping, bouncing up and down. Moosbrugger's a lot more stronger through those hips, just driving down. That laser eye, they're focusing on all the screens so they can see their data, but most importantly, the gap. Chase McQueen, still 14 seconds. 5 watts per kilo.
It's been stuck at 14 seconds just about this entire race. So after that first swim and the start of the bike, when he went hard, McQueen, it has been basically level pegging that entire time since then.
Yep, since he got out of the water. Since Chase McQueen got out of the water in that first swim, he has kept that lead above 10 seconds. I'm not sure if that was the game plan, but it's definitely something that he'll be pleased with, knowing that he's got the smooth transitions. He's good at getting the treadmill up to speed. See, Dorian Connix now is just dropping off. He's 22 seconds in arrears in third. He's been chasing hard by Graf, Brownlee.
This race for the podium, it looks like McQueen might have this one in hand if he does have a good transition and then get on the self-powered treadmill, but anyone from 2nd through 6th is a very good shot at the podium. Huber Moosbrugger is in the box seat to have his best result in his 5th appearance. But Connix, Brudziak, Graf and Brownlee, well, the crowd is going to be cheering Johnny Brownlee on. There's no doubt about that. Try and see him on a podium here. His first appearance in 4 years in the format.
You can see that's hurting Johnny Brownlee. So this new format really is brutal. It's just absolutely 3 races, but it's not 1 race, it's 3 races, but they have to not go too hard. And I think when you're chasing someone, you've got to decide early on, are you going to go all in and try and bridge that gap in the first or second race? And I think a few of those athletes tried, and now they're suffering because the gaps are really coming out. Graf, 30 seconds, Brownlee, 34 seconds down. Chase McQueen is riding at 5.8 watts a kilo. He has still got something left. He's got nearly 500, half a kilometre left up this last steep, short hill away from the beach. When he gets there, it's slightly downhill under the bridge. You can see he's still not wavered. His face, he's definitely working hard, don't get me wrong. His heart rate's
still in the mid 300 watts, which is around 5 watts a kilo, and they're all roughly around the same, at least in the top 8 or 9, really. And as long as they are, that means that McQueen is generally going to keep that gap. And he is continuing to do that. Connix now 24 seconds back. Brudziak 30, Graf 32, Brownlee 34. So there's a real race, and it's going to be a serious last kilometre.
That last step of the podium, they're going to be wanting that. To call yourself a World Championship medalist this early in 2025, Supertri E, they will be hungry. Johnny Brownlee's moving up right on Graf. He's only 2 seconds down. Chases off. Look at that. Looks good. Moving well.
Looks very controlled. Looks like he did in the first bike to run transitions. And the shoes go on. The push begins, and 1 kilometre to go for Chase McQueen to go back-to-back in World Championship titles in 2024 and 2025.
You can see from the way he runs, his feet are really far forward. They're really hitting low down on the treadmill to push himself forward. See there's Dorian Connix. Oh, he's just getting pushed. Here comes Graf. These guys locked tight. Johnny Brownlee.
Do you think Chase McQueen, if he was pushed, would have a little bit left in the tank? Do you think he's measured his way through this at all, or he just went out hard and held on?
No, I think he's got something left if needed. As he said in his interview, you cannot, you're on that fine edge, but you cannot go over it, otherwise you will pay. I think he was saving something for the last race, but you know what? You don't have to use it. You don't have to use it.
Well, look at the kilometres an hour there. Brudziak 20.2. That's nearly 2 kilometres an hour faster than Chase McQueen. And out of the top 4, McQueen is going the slowest. So he's going to see his lead evaporate a little bit. It's probably not going to be enough for MyWhoosh to catch up to the back of him, but maybe if McQueen sees that he does, because you'll see the same information on screen that we do now.
It's 8 seconds, it's getting closer.
We'll see if he needs to go a bit harder. Still 600 metres to go, and has Maxime MyWhoosh got a little bit more? Konix looks like he might be in the box seat for a World Championship podium. But Brudziak, the pole, is moving up on him as well. It's gone back out to 10 seconds. It's wavering, isn't it?
You can, and you can see there that everyone's chasing everyone. Moosberger, he can see in front of him in MyWhoosh. He can see Chase McQueen. He is closing him down, running 1.5 kilometres an hour quicker. Is that enough? He's got 430 metres to chase 8 seconds. That's a big ask with this level.
Yeah, on the run, once you're on the old glass
6
bridge,
seconds,
you're turning towards
down.
home. Here comes Maxime MyWhoosh. He can see Chase McQueen ahead of him, and Chase hasn't had anyone near him the entire time. As in real life, McQueen's looking across and thinking,
4 seconds.
Is this guy coming at me?
Chase
Here comes the Frenchman. He needs to find something now. 20.9 kilometres an hour for MyWhoosh. Can McQueen hold on? It's 2 seconds now. 2 seconds the gap. It's coming and going with 250 metres to go.
This is going to come down to the wire. We need to see this. It's 21.6 kilometres an hour, 2 seconds with 200 metres to go. Chase McQueen has upped his cadence. He really is pushing hard now.
22 kilometres an hour, and they are neck and neck, the two of them. Who is going to take this one? Here it is, there's the gap, as MyWhoosh could steal it out from underneath Chase McQueen, and Chase McQueen is sprinting with 100 metres to go. He has controlled his way through this, and now, for the first time in 7 legs of triathlon, he has lost the lead. It's a sprint finish between MyWhoosh and Chase McQueen as they're going to come across the line, 30 to go, and the Frenchman's in front. Nobody would have picked this, and he's going to miss out. McQueen will relinquish his title. And Maxime MyWhoosh is your world champion! What a finish! Wow, Brudziak is going to come home in 3rd, and Chase McQueen has snatched defeat from the jaws of victory.
Wow, that was a finish. You don't have to lead the race until you cross the line, and that was such a well-timed last run. It just almost looked like Chase McQueen was in cruise control and just didn't go until the last 200 metres. I don't know what he was thinking there. He had something in the tank. He just didn't go to it.
The bodies have hit the floor, and they are not going anywhere. The 28-year-old from France. Look at him in the back. 4th in London in 2022, 7th in 2023, 3rd in 2024, a 2nd in Cersei in 2023 as well, and now a World Championship win in his 5th appearance, and by the barest of margins, denying McQueen, who just looked supreme throughout but didn't have the kick. Oh, have you ever seen something like that, Timothy Dodd?
Absolutely not. I mean,
how good's that too to watch?
These guys, they know what it's like to give everything for a world title. They've both got one now. That's a very, very elite club. The respect there is just absolutely awesome.
Oh, you love to see it. And Mathias Brudziak, the 26-year-old from Poland, in his 3rd appearance. His best before was 9th in a round back when we had it in Switzerland. And he is now a World Championship podium getter. And still out there, Ian Pennekamp and Luke McCarron. And McCarron finishes from Ireland. Big cheers from the crowd as well. But up the front, what a race that was. Oh, absolute scenes, Tim.
I like this new format.
Not expecting that.
I like this new format. Down to the wire.
Well, if you're the only athlete in here that likes the new format. Look at him. Look at the 1,000-yard stare on Dorian Konix. He has never done this before, and that is what it feels like.
The way the race unfolded in the last 500 metres, it went from someone who was in total control to someone who realised he was being caught.
All right, let's look back at how it went. And going hard at the beginning was Chase McQueen, who only didn't lead for the first 100 metres. And then he was off on the bike at about 14 to 10 seconds all the way through. Looked like very comfortable, did the American, and he knows how to get it done. But it's no surprise at all that the two men with the most experience in the format, Hubert Moosbrugger with 5 times and 6 times for McQueen, were the ones that ended up at the front. And Brudziak as well, who came in his third appearance and had a strong one. All the swims were solid for Chase McQueen. He put time in and then tried to hold on. And we thought that he had a little bit extra. He was looking around, looked very comfortable. But in the end, by about 1 virtual metre and with great facials as well, he has stolen himself a world title. All right, let's have a look at the official results then as we all try to calm down here in the commentary box. 1 second in the end across the course of nearly 37 minutes. And no one would have picked that about 3 minutes ago. Hubert Moosbrugger is your world champion from McQueen and Brudziak, and we'll see them on the podium in just a second. Konix ended up 24 seconds back, the 2023 world champion, and Henry Graf just pipped Johnny Brownlee. And that is really the future of triathlon. Henry Graf for Germany, and Brownlee at 34 years old finishes in 6th. A big gap back then to Martin Kropko. Joris Barsel, who led early on and ended up finishing in 8th from Luke McCarron, who was nearly 2 minutes in arrears, and Ian Pennekamp from Netherlands. As we head down now to Adam Leach on the pool deck.
Wow, what an incredible race, and you came through right at the death there. How are you feeling?
Honestly, exhausted. I didn't know what to think about what I'm going to do on the third leg, third stage. But the main thing was to rest as much as I can in the water and on the bike, and then just put it all in on the run. I knew I have a good legs on the run, and I will be able to hold around, I don't know, 250 on the 1K. So I thought that I'm going to be able to catch Dorian, and that's what I did. So I'm really happy about that. I was not expecting that when I was on the halfway there. Yeah, it was amazing. Amazing race.
Well, many congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And here's Chase. Chase, mate, unlucky. That's heartbreaking at the end. How did it feel just at that last minute there? Incredible.
Yeah, it was really a tough race. Not unlucky. I mean, I gave it everything I had. I'm happy with my performance. Maxime's a really classy athlete, so he was super strong today, and I'm really happy for him, to be honest.
Well, Chase, I mean, you kind of got away so far ahead. Did you kind of think you had it won at all?
No, I know in this race it's never over until it's over. I pushed really hard at the beginning to try to get a gap, and yeah, in the end I had a gap, but the wheels fell off right at the end. So yeah, in the end, second place, you know, it's still a successful weekend.
Yeah, many congratulations, Chase. Still a great performance and a great defence of your title. Well done.
Yeah, thank you, London. See you.
And in comes our champion, Maxime. Oh my goodness me, one of the most exciting finishes I think we've ever seen in triathlon. Incredible. How did you feel at the end?
I feel over the moon, like winning the World Championship. I did like thought this morning when I woke up. I knew like the competition was tough, like so many good athletes. Winning today with this amazing crowd in this arena that has been like famous, I'm over the moon.
And did you think at any point you had it before the very, very last second there?
Honestly, before the last 500 meters, I never thought like I could catch him. And like, yeah, the speaker said like, oh, the gap is like decreasing. Like I had like wings in my back, so like I went for all it or nothing. Like, and it pays off at the last minutes. So like, I'm over the moon. Yeah.
And you've stepped on the podium before in this competition, but never on the top step. Just how can you explain how you're feeling?
Oh, this event, I came back every year. It's amazing. Like, I love this atmosphere. Like, this racing is hard, tough. And, yeah, being on the first position today, it's crazy.
And we saw the respect there between you and Chase. I mean, two athletes that know they've pushed each other to the very limits of everything they've got.
Yeah, I really like Chase as a friend. He's a very good competitor and, like, honest, and I was very happy for him last year when he won and was third on the podium. So I'm very happy for myself today, and I hope like to have a good podium with him also today.
Well, many congratulations and thank you for a thrilling race.
Thanks very much for the crowds and everything.
What a huge race that was, and it'll go down as one of the seminal moments in the history of Supertri, and they are really building up over the last 8 years or so and more than 50 events, and Maxime Huber-Moosbrugger writes his name into the Supertri history books and becomes the first world champion of 2025, and he deserved it more than anything. And the best part of it all was the respect that was shown, and Chase McQueen obviously showed all of that in his interview as well. It is time now then for the medal ceremony, and holding the trophies and to hand them out is Leonid Boguslavsky, chairman of Supertri, and Matthew Smithson, MyWhoosh senior manager of esports events and operations. And what a partnership it has already been. And there are the pair of them, and there are our athletes as well.
Representing the United States of America, Chase McQueen. And first place in your 2025 Supertri World Triathlon Champion, representing France, Maxime Huber-Moosbrugger.
The respect of the fellow athletes here and also members of the crowd who have loved watching his racing. One more time, everybody. Let's hear for our Supertri World Triathlon Championship winners.
Well, Johnny, that looked absolutely brutal. Talk us about it for it.
Well, that's the word. It's brutal. It's hard racing. I think after the heats, everyone diving in was a bit tired, and well into guys at the front. It keeps getting faster. I'm just pleased I can still be here and be competitive.
Yeah, can you just give us a bit of a word about performing in front of this crowd? We've just seen like kids with Johnny Brownlee banners in the stands. It's incredible.
Yeah, I'm quite emotional to be honest about it all. You know, it's incredible that London 2012 was around 13 years ago. And people here turn out in the thousands, cheer me on. It makes me very happy. I've had some amazing years and some tough years recently, but these guys keep me going. So, thank you so much. It means absolutely everything. So, thank you.
Well done, Johnny. Still a great performer here.
Thank you, and I'll keep coming back.
Well done.
I think we hold him to that, don't we, Tim Don? said he's going to keep coming back. I think that we should allow Johnny Brownlee to keep coming back.
If he's in a pink suit, absolutely.
Well, just like last year, it's all been building to the women and another showdown between the 2023 world champion Beth Potter and the woman that bested her in the world title race and at Paris 2024, the reigning world and Olympic champion, Cassandra Beaugrand.
If I'm saying some bad thing, can we cut it?
This is going to be electrifying. 2 times Supertri E world champion and home favourite Beth Potter up against Olympic and world champion Cassandra Beaugrand. They have history.
How about that glance between Potter and Beaugrand? Plenty of ice and fire between the two of them.
Rewind to 2022, an emphatic win for Beaugrand and one she'll want to emulate today. 2023, that was Potter's year, payback. Her smooth transitions gave her the edge.
I've actually never beaten Cassandra in this, so that's the biggest win for me.
Last year, well, that was the big one. Pre-Olympic showdown. Potter was crowned champion here in London, but Beaugrand avenged that defeat by taking gold in Paris. So here we are, Beth Potter, looking to become the first person to claim 3 Supertri E world titles versus Cassandra Beaugrand, who wants another trophy in her cabinet.
I'm not really focusing on Beth, to be honest. I'm just focusing on what I have to improve myself.
To win this race against Cassandra, I don't mind chasing, I don't mind being out front. I'll just go hard as possible.
Yeah, she's an amazing runner. She's coming from running, so yeah, she's good.
I think we're quite evenly matched.
I think I will just try to push as hard as I can because it's like very short distance.
I think it'll be a close match and I couldn't put a name on it, I don't know. Hopefully me, but who knows.
Hold on tight, this rivalry is real.
Love that voiceover from Tim Don. Let's have a look at the start list in the middle. It is Potter and Beaugrand, but there is quality all the way through. Sian Rainsley and Jess Fulliger are the other home athletes, both of them having great efforts in their heats. Look out for Jolene Vermeulen and Julia Broca as well in lane 7 and 8. Both excellent swimmers, both will definitely be in the mix. And we cannot forget to mention Zuzana Michalikova, who's been here and done it before. Again, she'll be one of those super swimmers, Tim, who we're looking forward to seeing.
Absolutely.
All right, we're going to welcome them out onto the pool deck in just a second as the action just continues to come at us thick and fast. We still recover from Maxime Huber-Moosbrugger. We welcome out Barbara de Koning from the Netherlands, who made the final and finished 10th in Supertri World Championships in 2024. And she started this year well as well, finishing 5th with the Netherlands mixed relay team in Abu Dhabi. And there is Alyssa Koning from Sweden in her 3rd Supertri E appearance. Her best, Cersei, in 2023, where she finished 10th overall. Nora Mur, the 24-year-old, also from Switzerland, finished 6th in the junior women at the WTCS finals in 2024 and 9th in Switzerland in Supertri E in 2023. Zuzana Michalikova of Slovakia, European Championship titles in cross triathlon, cross duathlon, national titles in swimming, triathlon, duathlon, aquathlon, athletics, and she races TT as well, finishing 2nd in the national championship, so she can do anything. There's Jolene Vermeulen. She is one to watch out for, finished 24th in the Paris Olympics and started this season well with an 11th in Abu Dhabi. First of the home athletes, Sian Rainsley, finished 6th here in London in 2022. 4th in Singapore as well in the final there and took a big victory. World Cup winner last year in Hong Kong. Julia Broca, the 24-year-old from Germany, finished 7th here last year. Won a European Cup in Alanya last year as well. Another athlete from Great Britain and looking very relaxed. There is Jess Fulliger on debut in this format. Finished a World Cup 2nd in Samarkand last year. Raced full Supertri League seasons in 2023 and 2024 as well. She is good on the bike and good at everything is Cassandra Beaugrand, Olympic champion, world champion, last start winner in Levant, heat winner by quite the distance. And really, for a lot of people, the only woman who can beat her is Beth Potter, the reigning Supertri world champion, the 2023 world champion, and a dual Olympic medalist. Will head down now to Adam, who's just tapped her on the shoulder for a chat.
Beth, looking to make it 3 in a row here. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm feeling good, and I hope this crowd can carry me home to the win.
I'm sure they'll give it a good go, but can you also tell us, you've got your great rival in the lane next to us here, Cassandra. What's it like to race her?
Yeah, it's always fun, so hopefully a good battle today.
Well, best of luck, Beth.
Thank you, thanks.
Giving absolutely zero away, but we appreciate her even being able to have a chat to us 10 seconds before the race start. So we've had one absolute classic. We hope for another one. Could it be Potter or Beaugrand, or could it be someone else? It is time to crown another world champion. 3 triathlons between now and then. Let's get it on. Bit of a slow start by the athlete in 9, Nora Murr. Everyone else got off pretty quickly. 4 laps to start. And in the middle, Beaugrand, one of the best swimmers, if not, well, probably the best swimmer in triathlon, is up there, and also at the top of your screen in the purple as well. Mechalikova of Slovakia in lane 2 has had a strong start.
You can see there that Cassandra Beaugrand is swimming on the opposite side to Beth Potter, so she's trying to get away from her so Beth can't jump on her. A little bit of weight that's coming off. But that's a strong swim, going out in 30 seconds for the first 200. These women are not hanging around. Throw a blanket over the first 7, just the first 8, just 3 seconds between them. It's the second 100.
How big's your blanket? The other 2 are only 2 seconds back. Get a bigger blanket. They're all getting a good start. No doubt. And Mechalikova was moved away up into second, and she must be only a second behind Beaugrand as Potter looks to hang on. 1 second, as you said, 1:03, so a 33-second, second 50. Rainsley, Potter, Vermeulen, your top 5.
See there, Cassandra Beaugrand at the bottom of your screen. She's moved again to the other side. I think Beth Potter will be happy with that. She knows how well. She'd have looked at the splits this morning and seen how well Cassandra has been swimming.
Yeah.
She saw Cassandra also get that penalty in the heats this morning. Her goggles fell out of her box, so she had a stand down 5-second penalty before she started the run. Turning in 39 seconds for 150 metres.
Well, even with that penalty for the goggles, Beaugrand swam, biked and ran faster than Potter every single time out. So the difference between the Cassandra Beaugrand of 2022 and the Cassandra Beaugrand of today is that she just puts the foot on the throat relentlessly every time. There's no weak spots for her anymore. There was a question mark about her ability to stay in the game mentally, but that question mark is gone.
Absolutely, she is all about turning the screw. You can see there's definiteness. You know, the way she won this the Levin triathlon 2 weeks ago. She knows she's got control. It's amazing. It's not the training that's different, it's her mindset. She believes she can win. She believes she's got the top of the sport. Great transition, look at that, feet straight already. I like that.
Try that 100 times and not get it right. But Beaugrand, she's done it. She's 5 watts a kilo and she's off on the first of 3 bike legs. And she's already putting up over 5 watts a kilo. Mechalikova, not so much. She's 3.5 and already dropped second place to Beth Potter, who's had a fast start. Vermeulen 2 seconds back. Rainsley another 2 seconds back, and it's 2 and 2 and 2 all the way down to Broker and then to Koenig, and Koenig 9th and 10th stuck together.
Beth Potter will here be looking to not let that gap get out. She knows that Cassandra's running well. Cassandra this year broke the French national record for 5 kilometres outside, sub 15 minutes.
Potter's done that as well.
Yep, she had the world record a couple of years ago, 14:41, I do believe.
An accidental one, and now something's happened there for Beaugrand, and she's looked up and she's stopped pedaling and she's smiling. She doesn't know what's happened, and now she's back into it. So maybe a little technical issue there, but she's back into her work, and she's seen her lead, though, halve. So interesting, and now she's asking for Michael Thompson, our race director, for some assistance, but it looks like everything's okay.
This is important. This is where you cannot lose your head this early in the game. You just got to keep pushing those pedals. See, now she's back up to over 5 watts a kilo. Both her and both Cassandra Beaugrand and Beth Potter riding very similar 4-second gap. Sian Rainsley Now this will be interesting. This is where Jess Fulliger from Great Britain, who's 10 seconds down, this is on the bike where she can really push and jump across. They're both on that hill together now, the front two, Bo Grant and Potter.
You can see the three of them there, Bo Grant, Potter and Michalikova closest to us. And really sprinting up the hill. I said she's 4.1 watts a kilo, and she's dropped back to 3.5. So
this is where it kicks. It's just a big enough spike here. Cassandra Bo Grant still riding up nearly 5.5 watts a kilo. Really is just driving. Such contrasting styles there. You've got Beth Potter out the saddle, rocking and rolling. Cassandra Bo Grant is just sitting down, locking those hips in, just pushing those pedals. Still at 4-second gap there between the two women. Look at that water bottle. It's got a little caricature of Cassandra Bo Grant there.
That's what happens when you win the Olympic gold. You get a whole bunch of stuff like that. You get a golden bike like Alex Yee, and Cassandra's got a golden bike as well.
Wait till you see her shoes, her run shoes. Woo, gold. You know what? 4 seconds is nothing. 4 seconds is nothing.
No, that's true. Cassandra in the heats was the fastest on the bike and also the fastest in the run. Beth Potter was second fastest in the run, and Julia Broca had a pretty fast run too. They were also 1-2 in the bike, Bo Grant and Potter, and then DeConnick and Murr were the next two fastest on the bike, but they are a little bit further down. Murr's now pushed up into third though and overtaken Michalikova, and there's the two of them there as they head under the big sandcastle and down the hill, which means they're nearly at the end of lap one. In fact, Bo Grant has crossed the line already. Potter still 4 seconds back and the gap remaining steady.
It's interesting, last year at this World Championship to Grace, Potter again had the quicker transitions. That's how she beat Cassandra. And this year, that is the difference. Is Cassandra sharp enough? And Murr there, who's a training partner of Beth Potter, she lives in Leeds, so this will be familiar territory for the two of them.
Gap smaller now, and Bo Grant's still looking around like something's bothering her on the screen or something's not right. She cannot let that get her head out of the game. She was so focused in the heats, and now you can see the gap on the left-hand side between Bo Grant and Potter. Murr and Michalikova together behind them, and further gap back to Fulliger, but
she's got to keep her head in the game
now, I think. Staying focused.
See that Jessica Fulliger is moving up, only 10 seconds down. Potter 4 seconds down.
Rainsley's fallen back a little bit. Smaller athlete fell back to 7th now. Vermeulen's not having the race she would have hoped for. She was one of our ones to watch. We've been talking about her previously. She's pushing about the mid-200 watts.
She was 4th 2 weeks ago, but as we said, the indoor triathlon in Leven, it was so short. It was just one round, only 8 minutes. This is a different animal. The new format, MyWhoosh and Supertri E.
Really looks like it could be. We're going to see the run form of these two athletes at the front. And then that second fatigue swim is going to be really important. Can Potter stick with Bo Grant and then try to accelerate away on a run? 4 seconds, 6 seconds, 8 seconds, 10. The top 5 all together. And there's Murr up out of the saddle, which means she's on that hill again, as is Bo Grant as well, as it gets really, really steep there. Real kicker just to sap the legs just a little bit more.
Whenever they come over the top of that hill, you can see Bo Grant just pushes another few seconds away, but then Beth slowly closes that down. 6 seconds now, but it's been as close as 2. It's back to 4 seconds. It's just yo-yoing. They've got just under 500 meters to go. We've got to watch these transitions. We can see how they look running from their bike to their treadmills, and then once they get on, who gets it up to speed. They're also right next to each other, so that's going to be interesting, isn't it?
Having a little look across and seeing what the form of the other one is, and it's moved out to 6 seconds now, which is the biggest gap we've had so far, as Bo Grant takes on a little more water. It is, we keep saying it, it's very humid and hot in here in the London Aquatic Centre. Very fresh outside, but very warm inside. Exactly like you'd expect an indoor pool to be.
And she's off. Yes, look at that spring. That was actually when she puts her feet in her shoes. That's when she was losing time. Let's see. 1, at those gold shoes. That was quick. Beth Potter so quick.
I think that's a little quicker. I think that might be less than 6 seconds now. We're going to get confirmation once they get into their work. And there is Rainsley in the green, Michalikova in the purple,
and Jessica Fulligar in the red.
Yeah, all together, and nearly just about all of them are on now. 2 more athletes to get onto the self-powered treadmills.
Wow.
Koenig and De Koenig. Michalikova has dropped right down into 8th position. 5 seconds between the two, but Beaugrand's running a little quicker than Potter at the moment. The first one to hit 18 kilometres an hour.
Sandra Beaugrand had a quicker bike than Beth Potter by only 1 second at 4.66 watts a kilo. So it's still everything to play for. This is where can Beaugrand extend it 8 seconds. Oh, she's in her stride now. Be interesting to see these transition splits, because that's where she lost time to Potter. You can see there that long rangy stride. Sandra Beaugrand landing right at the front of that treadmill, driving it back. These are very curved, self-powered, so it's all about that momentum, all about where your body position is on the treadmill to keep that speed up. Beth Potter, though, is still there, 8 seconds. We saw that's absolutely catchable, considering we're in only round 1. We've got just under 600 metres to go, so not even halfway through the run.
These two have really been neck and neck in this format over the past few years. Cassandra Beaugrand won the event in 2022, then she was second to Beth Potter in 2023, and again in 2024. Potter herself has never finished below second, and she's looking for a three-peat of World Championship titles.
She's coming back. It went out to 8 seconds, now it's 7. Speed, Beaugrand 18.5 kilometres an hour to Beth Potter's 17.5.
They're turning for home now. When you're on the glass bridge, you're heading back for home about 360 or 70
and that bronze
meters to go.
That bronze medal battle early on with Brocker and locked in, no seconds between them. They're 15 seconds down. They've got a gap of 15 seconds on the 5th place athlete. De Koenig, who's having a really good race here for such a young athlete.
Yeah, she was 9th a little while ago, and she's moved away past, a group there that's all very close together, and is battling with Jess Fulligar. And the question is now, in this fatigue swim, they're going to run around the pool deck and they're going to jump in the water, and Cassandra Beaugrand will see how much she has. If she can put some more time into Potter, she could really put the foot on the throat. There is Julia Brocker, who's now clear in 3rd position, having overtaken Nora Murr. Both running around the same pace, and there's nothing to really split them. And 9 seconds now, the biggest gap of this race so far.
It'll be interesting once they jump off in less than 100 metres, run round the pool, who can get their hat and goggles on quicker. Beth Potter is a master of that. Let's see if Cassandra Beaugrand's been practicing in her hotel room today. Hat, goggles, or is it goggles, hat?
All right, they're about to jump off and head around the pool deck. And over the start-finish line goes Cassandra Beaugrand, and around the pool deck she comes.
She's got, oh, she looks good, look at that. Taking the corner wide, that momentum pushing her. Thinking about her breathing. Here comes Beth Potter.
Looks up and sees that she's got about 50 metres to make up, and she looks good as well, springing her step. As down the black carpet she goes.
So it's 9 seconds at the end of the run. Let's see when we get the splits once they've dived into the water, both of them.
I think she's lost a little bit of time there getting the swimming hat on. And there is Potter, so let's see how she goes with the swim cap.
She missed it there. I think she closed up there.
She did close up a bit, but she needs to get on that wake of Beaugrand, who was right over.
Smart move by Beaugrand, moving across there.
Far side, don't want to give her any drag, and the rest of the athletes are heading around the pool deck there. That is Rainsley looking up at herself on the big screen to see how far behind. De Koenig, Michalikova, Vermeulen. And Potter's had a good opening 50.
Potter, for someone who comes from an international running background, going to the Rio Olympics for Great Britain for 10,000 metres, she really doesn't. 7 seconds, what a transition, and first 50 metres from Beth Potter. Cassandra will be looking, breathing both sides, but she'll definitely be looking on that tumble turn to see how Beth Potter, she's closing up. Oh, they're really pulling away from Brocker and Murr, 26 and 28 seconds down. The third and fourth place athletes. They've got their own battle royal on there, they really have.
Yeah, I think it's playing out just like we expected it to, with Bo Grant and Potter going head-to-head again, and they have really been trading barbs over the last couple of years. Not only in the Supertri E format, but also both standing on the Olympic podium in 2024, both picking up a world title. The World Triathlon Championship Series in 2023 for Potter and 2024 for Bo Grant, beating Potter into second position. So it's really been these two who have been the cream of the crop of women's short course racing, and we're seeing it again here as those two have won half of the pool to themselves. No one else within any sort of distance. Looking at nearly 30 seconds.
You can see how smooth Cassandra Bo Grant's stroke is in that blue. Just long, lopey. She's catching the water at the front.
8 seconds, so has captured that 1 second back.
There we've got Brocker, a nice choppy stroke there. I think they've held each other. I think that's a fantastic swim there from Beth Potter.
They've held each other, but they've put about 10 seconds into the chasing pack.
They have. That's Olympic medalists. See, make sure no mishap, everything in.
And now she had some kind of issue with the bike last time around. Let's hope that doesn't happen again for Cassandra Bo Grant. Onto the gold bike she goes with the gold shoes.
She's in a big gear there. She's changing down and she's back up to speed. Oh, Beth Potter. Oh, she's got her foot in. Did you see that? Beth Potter put her foot in straight away.
I'm just hearing that the issue with Cassandra Bo Grant was that the iPad that's in front of her was flickering, but it did not impede or change the race whatsoever. So
too much power.
Asked the question.
Too much power.
Yeah. Maybe all the watch she was pushing sucked a bit of power out of the iPad, but it hasn't changed the effect or had any effect on the race whatsoever, which is good news, as Bo Grant is up over 5 watts a kilo and only 6 seconds behind now is Beth Potter, who had a slightly better transition again.
But this isn't Cassandra Bo Grant of 2024. Potter was putting 8 seconds per transition into Cassandra. This year it's 1 or 2. She's been working on her weakness, but still focusing on her strength.
I think that's the first leg in all the heats and the first half of this race. In that swim, Beth Potter was 1 second quicker than Cassandra Bo Grant.
Wow. Now, is that a sign of Cassandra not using her weapon, saving? Did she speak to Chase afterwards and say, don't go all in?
Well, why would you take any advice from Chase?
You're a second in the world.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't do what I do,
he lost his world title.
Oh, but look at that battle for bronze there. There are 4 after Jessica Fulgar. Murr and Brocker are within 4 seconds of each other. Jessica Fulgar, she rides how she did this morning. In that second round, she was just so strong.
Brocker, though, the 24-year-old, well, her best is 7th last year, and she looks on track to best that.
These young German athletes, they've had such a good winter. They've hit the World Triathlon circuit, racing so well in Abu Dhabi, and then in Lebanon, and now here.
Yeah, Brocker trains at the German base in Potsdam, and she certainly looks like she has wintered well to be sitting there. Still 38 seconds in arrears of the 2 Olympic medalists. They are setting a brutal pace at the front, and it remains between 6 and 8 seconds between the pair of them.
Beth Potter's just going over the top of that steep hill. You can see her out the saddle. I haven't seen Beth Potter drink much. You see lots of the other athletes. Yeah, she's out the saddle again. She's going to 8 seconds. She wants to get that down to 2 or 3 seconds. She has a good transition. Hit that treadmill first, just psychologically, over an Olympic champion. Gosh, they really are pulling away. 5 watts a kilo, 4.6.
And the rest of the athletes are hovering around that 4 mark or just a bit over. Now, in the first run, Bo Grant was 4 seconds quicker than Potter. And the pair of them were well faster than Brocker and then Fulliger. But
I wonder if we're seeing something here. Is this going to be what's going to be going on for the next 3 years? Cassandra and Beth Potter just
going on for 3 years.
No, but this is another level. They're taking it away from the other athletes, especially here in MyWhoosh. They really have been training specifically for this event.
Well, it's now out to 10 seconds, so Beaugrand has had a good downhill section back through the start-finish banner, and we have 1 lap to go on the bike. She does that weird lean over to the left for no reason. And
biggest gap.
Yep, 10 seconds it is. And there is the raw wattage and the speed these athletes are going. And Potter is on the downhill section at the moment, so she's going a little quicker.
This is definitely, I think, from last year to this year, you want to finish as Olympic world champion that Cassandra Beaugrand does, but you want to start 2025. They're not taking a year off, they're all in.
Yep, well, collect up all the world championships and accolades that you can get. Keep the foot on the throat, otherwise the other will take the advantage. And Beaugrand still slightly higher watts per kilo as she heads on the...
Well, Beaugrand's on the hill, you can see she's pushing hard there. Beth Potter's just behind her, now she's out the saddle. There's Brocker in third. She's moving away, she's got a 6-second lead on Jessica Polgar, who's in fourth place.
Polgar, though, supreme biker, and did a 6:40 in the first bike, which actually put her 5th fastest. So she's on debut in this format. It's slightly different. Everything about it is about 95% the same and 5% different. It's that 5% that experience shows can make the big difference. As we saw in the men's race, the 2 most experienced athletes finished 1 and 2.
You can see Beth Potter's hair there. They do have big fans in front of them and on the treadmill. But some of the athletes from the heats were saying it was just blowing around hot air. It really wasn't cooling them down. They just need that flow, that evaporation of the sweat on their bodies because they're not moving. It will be making a difference. It really will.
Well, anyone who uses a turbo trainer at home knows exactly how much sweat can be generated on one of those, even with a fan.
Oh, there's Beth Potter out the saddle.
So Rainsley has dropped back into a tie for 7th with Jolyon Vermeulen. And Michalikova has had a really tough middle swim, bike and run. She's in the back near Alyssa Koenig.
Cassandra Beaugrand's on the hill there. She's digging deep. This is where she pulled in another 1 or 2 seconds ahead of Beth Potter. It's hovering around that 10-second mark. See Beth Potter's watts are high. She's just cresting it now.
So Beaugrand with the fastest run so far. Potter had the fastest swim coming into this one.
You wouldn't have called that, would you?
No. It's
that conditioning. It's that conditioning Beth Potter's got. Next weekend, she's going to the European Road Running Champs to represent Great Britain over the 10 kilometres, having just recently run 31:15, get their qualification mark.
Oh gosh.
She's pushed it. But then Cassandra Beaugrand, her bike has just improved. 12 seconds now, 4.5 watts a kilo.
It really has improved. We've seen, you know, it was considered her weak leg because, you know, obviously she's such an elite swim runner. But there have been times when she hasn't had the bike handling skills, I suppose, which is not really what this is, but the power is just so strong from Beaugrand, who just doesn't have a weak link. It used to be the transitions. It's not that anymore as she heads back on for the next 1K. And there is Potter arriving next to her on the self-powered treadmill. Really a skill to run on these curved treadmills. The taller athletes with the bigger strides usually can really get the belt humming. And at 18.5 kilometres an hour, Beaugrand is doing exactly that, and exactly the same for Potter, and it stays at 8 seconds, so she took a couple back. Did Potter on the transition.
This is the run that's going to kind of, you know, this could be a key run because they're really deep. They're 23 minutes into racing. They know they've got to finish this run and then go around again.
Beaugrand 4 seconds faster on that bike. At 4.6 watts a kilo average, and Potter 4.5 watts a kilo average. So it's really like there's nothing to split them, but Cassandra's ahead by 10 seconds, so it's your move, Beth Potter. Where are you going to make the move? Where are you going to find the time? Otherwise, I'll just keep doing what I'm doing.
Well, if you watch the men's race, doesn't matter how long you lead, just as long as you lead when you cross that finish line right at the end.
I wouldn't recommend leaving it to the last 300 metres, but it's been known to work before. 1,000-yard stare. And there is Avatar Cassandra Beaugrand, who doesn't have quite the same running style. But look at those sunnies and the sweatband too.
Cassandra's running quicker here. She's pushing on. She's got 12 seconds. She looks calm. She won't know that Beth Potter swam quicker than her. She'll be thinking, if I can keep that at 10 seconds, that's good enough for me to hit that water. We're halfway through the run here. 17.6, 17.7. They're so close. Back down to 10 seconds.
It's really playing out just like the men's race, isn't it? Just keeping that consistent gap. Someone goes out in front, McQueen in the men's, Beaugrand in the women's, and just tries to measure their way through. But we thought that's what McQueen was doing, and then he was bested in the last 30 metres.
Neither of them can relax. It gives Beth Potter a belief that she can still catch her. 10, 12, 8 seconds can change in that last run. Whoever's quick transition, whoever's saved just that little bit of energy. Again, Cassandra Beaugrand moving up to 10 to 12, not 8 to 10. She can get up to 16, 17 seconds. She'll be a lot happier.
Beaugrand just looks so calm on that treadmill, and next to her, Potter. She's such a supreme runner, so efficient.
Julia Brocker's moved ahead, 15 seconds in third, ahead of Jessica Fullegar. She really is pulling away, running similar speed. Beth Potter just is no emotion. I'm here to do a job. I'm just looking where I'm going so I don't fall off this treadmill. She's got less than 200 metres to go. I think she looks in control at this stage, Will.
Beaugrand? Yeah, absolutely. I think she does. She looks just like she has these treadmills figured out. And looks comfortable, got the running stride going, looks exactly like she does, but then she rarely deviates from looking exactly like that in any race at any point. Just has that knack of accelerating when it's needed as she looks across at the big screen. As the splits are displayed up there, and she's about to jump off and head around the pool deck for the last time, or the last swim, bike and run, and she is off. Her Avatar crosses the line.
14-second lead there. Great transition.
Yeah, a bit of a faster run.
Beth Potter will be waiting, counting the meters down on her screen.
So
this is the biggest gap we've seen here. Physically, you can see that. Here comes Beth Potter.
So it's been a race in two between Cassandra Beaugrand and Beth Potter. Beaugrand took the advantage very early on in this race, and Potter has just held on between 6 and 10 seconds in arrears, and now it's out to 14 with the last swim, bike and run. And it was a bit slow again, so Potter will come around, see that maybe she can cut it from 14 seconds. On goes the cap, nice and fast, second time around too. So, a little bit slower.
Fatigue is setting in here. Small things that they do every day. Just not quite as smooth as round one.
Yeah, the gap is bigger. It's probably 5 seconds bigger than when they're at this point on the second swim. So, Beaugrand is putting her foot down. Brock her out onto the pool deck as she'll run in the front of your screen in just a second. There she is.
She looks good. She knows she's got clear ground. She'll be looking over her shoulder for that fourth athlete. She knows the race for 1 and 2 has gone ahead of her.
Jess Fulliger on the pool deck as well, and she's going to round the turn at the top. And Goggles on first. And backwards pull. That was actually quite efficient from Brocker.
She used her bun to lever the hat over. I like
that. Do that actually. The way your hair is at the moment, Tim Don.
Indeed.
DeConnick off, Rainsley off. The two of them are together as well.
Beth Potter turns for 100 metres.
Sorry, Beaugrand, and she's well ahead. We're going to get a split time now. It was 14 seconds 100 metres ago. We'll find out where it is when Beaugrand, or when Potter hits the wall. 15. So nothing really between them.
For Beaugrand again, she's on that lane rope moving away. I don't think she needs to now because there's definitely clear water between Cassandra Beaugrand and Beth Potter. Again, losing 1 second to Cassandra Beaugrand is nothing to shy at all. I mean, she swam quicker than her in the last round.
This is true, but it's not going to win her a world title. It's not going to help her defend her title, and it could be a second Supertri E title for Beaugrand, and the two of them will then have scooped up all of the last 4 years' worth.
Again, Cassandra Beaugrand had the quickest run there, 3 seconds quicker than Beth Potter. transitions, only 1 second between them, so she's really worked on her weakness. 16 seconds now, just edging away, edging away.
And the turn of the wall for Julia Brocker, who remains in 3rd place. But there's so much daylight between her as out of the pool comes Cassandra Beaugrand. For the last time, she waves goodbye to the cap and goggles and heads onto the bike for 4 more kilometres and then a 1 kilometre run. Exactly the same positioning as Chase McQueen was in the men's as she slips a little bit on the gears.
17 second, that's the biggest gap we've seen. Beth Potter's got to do something special on the bike here.
Hasn't bothered to put the feet in the shoes yet.
Changing here.
But straight in goes Potter, and she's going to need to find something. She's going to need to find a new gear. She's going to need to find something extra. But instead, she's going to put on the sponsor's headband.
I'm not sure if I would have done that at that moment in time, but
maybe wait till the downhill. Anyway, it is what it is. And she's made up a second while she did that.
Wow, there's something in that.
Okay.
Beaugrand straight up to over 5 watts a kilo. 16 seconds. These are big gaps now.
Yeah, I mean, forget everybody else in the race. It's just about these two, and it's about trying to find a way back for Beth Potter. Or is she going to relinquish her title? That's the question. Grocker all clear in 3rd.
Beth Potter there only lost 3 seconds to Cassandra Beaugrand in that swim, so her swimming has really improved over the winter as well. We know she's a good pool swimmer, but she's just consistently right there. 16 seconds. Brocker, 1 minute, 8 seconds behind. She cannot, though, take her foot off the gas with the pack. Probably less than 20 seconds behind her.
Well, it just illustrates the gulf in class between these two and the chasing pack. But over 31 minutes, they can put over a minute into the chasers who have been supreme. And these are 10 women who graduated from a heats of 30 women. So the very best are taking on these two, and they are losing because they're both Olympic medalists from last year, and they are a class above.
Cassandra's just about to hit that steep hill. Beaugrand's got an 18-second lead. You can see the power's gone up. She's working harder there. Here we go out the saddle. That last push right over that hill.
Well, if this looks hard, you can try it at home for free on MyWhoosh, this exact course, and see if you can go anywhere near the efforts these women are making.
This course was designed specifically by MyWhoosh for the Supertri E-race, both the run and the bike loop. It's very, very challenging, having ridden it once or twice myself. Not quite at these numbers.
One day, a long time ago, Tim.
When I were a lad.
Yeah, back before computers were invented.
At 20 seconds, Cassandra's just turning the screw. Okay, Brocker is holding strong, 3.7 watts a kilo.
22 seconds now. It's really heading out. Look at that look on Cassandra Beaugrand's face. She can sniff a world title. She can sniff another little paper cut to Beth Potter. Another title to take from her and add to her own extremely overflowing trophy cabinet.
I think we've got to take a step back here. They are absolutely a level above the competition.
I mean, look how much time they put in now. It was 1:08, now it's 1:16. That was about 30 seconds ago. So no one can come within any distance of Potter and Beaugrand, and it's exactly how we thought it would be, but this time it's Beaugrand with the 22-second advantage with a lap to go on the bike. She looks comfortable too. I mean, she doesn't look comfortable, but she looks comfortable considering
it's a measured effort.
Putting out. Yeah.
She's not in that red, you know, like Chase McQueen talked about, don't go over that. I don't think she has. She hasn't panicked at any stage, except when her iPad was flickering. She just...
Neither is Brocker. Look at Brocker's face. She's not rocking one bit, really.
She's steady. She's hitting the hill soon, I'm sure.
Fulliger's challenging, though. Come back within 15-odd seconds. And dropped Nora Murr. So Fulliger looking to make it 2 Brits on the podium. Rainsley, the other one, locked in a battle with DeConnick. The two of them trading places in 7th and 8th and looking to track down Vermeulen and Murr.
So this is the biggest gap we've seen, 24 seconds. Grant, 4.6 watts a kilo. Potter, 4.3. Just etching away. Just over 1,000 metres to go, half a lap.
It's just been, there hasn't really been one decisive move from Beau Grant. It's just been one little cut after another. A couple of seconds in the last swim, 3 seconds in the run before that, 4 seconds in the bike before that, 4 seconds in the run prior to that. Just slowly building a lead and slowly putting the dreams of Beth Potter to bed, and now it's 26 seconds. So there is no one who can run down 26 seconds on Cassandra Beau Grant. It's up to Beau Grant to deliver the way she usually does.
And I think that's been that's the skill of racing in MyWhoosh, the Supertri E World Championships. It's not going too deep. It's just slowly pulling away, having that confidence that you can ride at 5 watts a kilo, 4 watts a kilo, knowing your pace in the pool, because they're not getting any splits in the pool. And they tried the treadmills out yesterday. They've raced this morning. They'd have analysed their data, known what they did and how much reserve they had left for the final. It's just a very impressive performance. Cassandra Beau Grant, she raced 2 weeks ago in Leven. She flew to Paris for a sponsor, then she flew to LA for 3 days, and she's still come back to London.
Why did you go to LA?
Commitments. That's what happens when you're a world champion. I mean, and an Olympic champion.
You can tell us all about it, mate. I don't know anything about that at all, but I mean that's part of it, isn't it?
Yeah. And it's that balance. You want to make them look at that water bottle, a little caricature. Again, she's been drinking so much. It's so oppressively hot in here, and obviously on the run they cannot drink. So it's the key moment. 4.6 watts. You wonder at this moment, is Beth Potter chasing her, or is she knowing that she's got just under a minute lead on the bronze medal, so she's comfortably in second? 28 seconds.
Putting everything in. Anything can happen technically, but if everything proceeds as planned, you are looking at your new world champion and a second world title in Supertri E, powered by MyWhoosh. Beau Grant starting off at 18. What's that?
Did I just see a smile there?
No, really?
I don't think so.
We'll have to go back and see an instant replay. 900 metres to go, and now Potter joins Beau Grant on the run. If you remember last year, these two were running next to each other on the treadmill, and it was Potter that kicked away and found something extra, but this time she has maybe a bridge too far. Let's look at those speeds. Not much in it, half a K, Beau Grant, but she's a little bit more into her work than Potter is thus far. But, well, she looks like she is increasing that gap.
Now this is the advantage with racing on the MyWhoosh platform, is that in a real race, Cassandra Beau Grant wouldn't know where Beth Potter was. She knows she's behind her, but she wouldn't know how far. Now she can have a measured effort. She can see the data. She knows I've got a 29-second lead. I've got 690 metres to go. That is a big ask for Beth Potter. But in the real world, she wouldn't know where she was unless she's looking over her shoulder,
And she's not at all, and she's putting nearly 1 kilometre an hour into Potter. It's 30 seconds now, and Cassandra Beau Grant is accelerating away from the competition. She has looked exactly the same in this run as she has in the previous runs, both in real life and in the virtual world of MyWhoosh.
This is the biggest gap. She's edging out 1 kilometre an hour quicker, half a kilometre an hour quicker.
Less than half a kilometre to go, and Broca and Fulliger are battling it out for 3rd and 4th. Broca still with a 13-second lead. Now it's up to 16 seconds. Looks like she's running in slow motion, Cassandra Beau Grant.
But that's the art of a world-class athlete. They make it look easy, and I say it never gets easy, you just get faster. This is a whole solid winter of training. This isn't just a walk in the park for her. She respects Beth Potter, an Olympic bronze medalist. She knows she's a phenomenal racer in this format. And now we are in Beth Potter's home yard in Great Britain, here in London. She's taking nothing for granted.
Yeah, just a little bit sweeter when you're Cassandra Beaugrand to beat Beth Potter, but to do it here in Great Britain and right in the heart in London with a big crowd all supporting her. Cassandra Beaugrand, she has plenty of support here as well as the Olympic champion. And with 170 metres to go, she's continuing to extend her lead, and Potter knows that she is done for the day, and Cassandra Beaugrand will take one back. She will become your world champion. Under 100 to go as the crowd here stands in appreciation of what has been a supreme performance by the French woman. She is the reigning World Series champion. She is the reigning Olympic champion, and now she is the reigning Supertri E champion as well. Cassandra Beaugrand just cannot be beaten.
That was a dominant performance there. There was no chink in her armour. The swim, the bike, the run, the transitions, she has improved across the board. And this is someone who's just won an Olympic gold medal. Beth Potter, though, finishing it off.
How about everyone else hits the deck as soon as they're finished? Cassandra Beaugrand, I'll just pick the shoes up and I'll just pop off, and now I'll just go and sit down over here. That means she did measure it a bit. Beth Potter, she smiles, she's happy, the fans are enjoying it as well. She runs away to second. Still, after all these years, has never finished below second in any race in the Supertri E format, and the pair of them know that they have gone head-to-head again in a good, honest race, and they are both elevated by the rivalry with the other.
See how it is there.
The rest of the 8 athletes continue on their race for a good extra minute. Both of them just look fresher than the men did.
They do, indeed. I think definitely they, you know, after the second round, they had that, they were fighting each other. They didn't have to worry about anyone else, you know.
And look at the smile on Julia Bronca's face. The 24-year-old has held on to a World Championship podium, and she is stoked. And good for her too. And she's put it all in though, hasn't she? That's what we like to see.
Her first World Senior title, to how to start 2025, standing on the podium with the Olympic gold and bronze medalist.
Yeah, a really big moment for her. And well done. Finished 7th last time out, and now she's on the podium, and she's earned it 100%. Jess Fulliger is done as well. She'll pick up 4th position on debut, and that is a supreme debut effort. Nora Murr finishes in 5th and gets the hug from Beth Potter.
Training partners there up in Leeds. Sian Rainsley there finishing hard. You can see how exhausted they are. This is a brutal event.
Rainsley finishes 6th and just pips Barbara DeConnick, who had a good effort. And that's that stare, that 1,000-yard stare. We see that a lot in Supertri E. Jolien Vermeulen finishes in 8th position. And then it's Susanna Michalikova and Alyssa Koenig. Our last finishers out there, Michalikova, who will probably be a little disappointed with this effort in the end.
She's such a young athlete.
That's true, and they're getting the big cheer over the line from the crowd as they continue, and Michalikova finishes 3 minutes and 10 seconds back. Alyssa Koenig is a further 13 seconds behind, so she's out there on her own at the moment. Should be noted that all these 10 athletes beat out a further 17 athletes who didn't make it through to this tonight's final. A lot of respect between these athletes who have managed to even make it through about 40 minutes of racing.
And this is a World Triathlon World Cup here, so everyone is walking away with world ranking points. And that's really important when it comes to the end of the year, when it comes to your individual ranking, your country ranking, everything counts. You can see there the women, they are exhausted. You can see how hot they are. Gosh.
Yeah, it's a tough one. You always wonder after a debut like Jess Fulliger's, when you ask her whether she'd come back and do it again. But anyway, let's have a look back at the story of the race. And Cassandra Beaugrand led in the opening swim, had slight issues with the flickering of the iPad, didn't stop her though, and that gap there was about as small as it would get, as it was, I suppose, death of 1,000 cuts for Beaugrand, who just continued to put a second or two in each leg. In the middle swim, it was actually Potter that took 1 second back, and she was 7 seconds in arrears at that point, but that was as close as she would get, and it would balloon out to 35 seconds in the end as Beaugrand, the 2022 Supertri E champion, takes another one back, and they go 2 each over the last 4 years, Beaugrand and Potter, and we see them in all formats, in all short course racing, continuing to be a step above everybody else. That was the moment, and she just looked composed. So the official results are in, and it was 34 seconds in the end. Beaugrand, the French woman, continues on her way. World Championship title after World Championship title. Potter, beaten to second in the World Championship Series last year, was your champion in this format, and is second again from Julia Broca, the 24-year-old German, who'll stand on the World Championship podium. Fulliger in fourth, nearly 2 minutes back from Nora Meur. Sean Rainsley, 2:20, just ahead of Jolien Vermeulen of Belgium. Barbara de Koning, Michalikova, and Alyssa Konig, last of all.
Oh, Beth, a valiant effort out there today, but that looked really tough.
Yeah, that was really hard today, and yeah, I just dug as deep as I could, and I didn't give up to the line. So.
I mean, Cassandra got away from you quite early, and just kept edging and edging and edging.
Yeah, I tried to hold the gap for as long as possible, and also tried to just gauge my own effort as well. Yeah, I'm happy with opening my season here. It's my first race my first triathlon since the end of the season last year. So yeah, onwards and upwards.
Well, congratulations, Beth. Still this incredible record. Never finished worse than second. Incredible.
Thank you, thanks. And I just want to just dedicate this race to some friends in Leeds, Jack and Vicky, who are going through a really tough time. But yeah, we're all behind you.
That's lovely to hear, Beth. Thank you very much. And let's bring in Cassandra. Cassandra, Olympic champion, world champion, now Supertri E world champion. How does it sound?
Yeah, it's very brutal. I was not remembering how hard it is, but it's very hard. And I think it was very challenging, obviously, with Beth. So yeah, it's nice having big battle like that.
I mean, you look so comfortable. You got out hard from the start and then just kept edging and edging away.
It looks like, but I'm actually not. I was pushing hard, and I was just trying to work hard. Whatever, I was if I blow up, I blow up. So I'm just happy with the result today.
Well, many congratulations, Cassandra, and another trophy for your cabinet.
Thank you.
Well, Cassandra Beaugrand was supreme throughout, and as Adam Leach said, went out hard early and just held on, a second here, a second there, and that added up to 34 in the end. And Beaugrand, who finished last year with the Olympic and World titles, starts this year with a win in Levant and another one here indoors at the Supertri World Championship, and she will stand on the top step of the podium alongside Beth Potter and Julia Broca.
The trophies will be presented by Leonid Boguslavsky, Supertri Chairman, and Gregory Marcos, World Triathlon Sport Director.
There they are. The chairman of Supertri, Leonid Boguslavsky, and Gregory Marcos, the World Triathlon Director of Sport. And in third place, Julia Broca. And look how happy she is to stand on a podium with two legends of the sport. It was a great effort from her. Really didn't have a weak leg.
No, I think she took advantage of where she was. Got Beth Potter here. I mean, second in the world. That's a fantastic achievement. She kind of wasn't that positive about her performance, but I think we've got to put everything into perspective. It's her first triathlon since the end of last season. She's got the pressure of a home race, and she's still second in the world.
I know, an absolutely elite performance, and she's been so consistent over the last few years. As she, really only came to triathlon in 2017 and became European champion in 2019, and now she's always there or thereabouts, and she's the only one that can challenge that woman right there, who has pretty much picked up every trophy that's available to her at this point in her career, and the sky continues to be the limit for Cassandra Beaugrand. For the second time, we're going to hear the national anthem of France. French flag flies once again after Maxime Hubert-Musburger was, well, he measured his effort absolutely brilliantly in the men's to win by 1 second from Chase McQueen. And Cassandra Beaugrand wins by a bigger margin than that from Beth Potter. And the champagne sprays once again. And in fourth position overall was Jess Fulliger. And as she watches this, we'll get some words from her, thanks to Adam Leach.
Well, Jess, a Supertri League regular, but a Supertri Heat debut. Talk us through it.
Oh, that was brutal out there today. After the heats, I thought, I don't know if I can do that again. But you get into it, and the crowds really came out tonight, and racing at home was fun, and yeah, I had fun.
Can you talk to us a little bit about how unique it is to race something like this as well?
Oh, it's completely different to anything I've ever experienced, so I was a bit nervous coming in because I didn't know what to expect, but yeah, no, it's fun and it's different, and I think that's what I enjoyed today.
Just a really quick word on Cassandra. I mean, she's just so dominant, isn't she? What an incredible athlete.
She makes her look effortless, and it's inspiring, and seeing what she does is, yeah, well, it is inspiring and it's exceptional, and we can only try and keep up with her. So yeah, no, she smashed it today, and Beth did too.
Well done, Jess.
Thank you.
Well, it's different to anything else, and it is extremely hard as well, and that is just the start of Supertri in 2025. The Supertri League is back, bigger and better than ever.
The fight is on. This is brutal racing. This is going right down to the wire. The crowd is going wild. The most intense racing I've ever seen. Oh my word, I've almost had a heart attack.
Cannot wait for that. We hope you've enjoyed this as much as Cassandra Beaugrand has as well. On behalf of Adam Leach, Tim Don, and the entire team here at Supertri, it is bye for now, and we'll see you at league time. Race in two between Cassandra Beaugrand and Beth Potter. Beaugrand took the advantage very...
Well, Tim, what an incredible day of racing we've had, an evening of racing. And that men's race, it's one of the best finishes I've ever seen. How about you?
Absolutely. I don't think I've ever... It came down to the last 100th of a second. It was like the new format is like a 10,000 metres. It's long, but it comes down to who wants it the most, and you could just see in their faces how close it was and how much he wanted it for that first ever world title.
Oh, I mean, the crowd here almost seemed somewhat bored into about 500 metres to go, and then suddenly it just came to life.
I think the way Chase raced with such confidence, everyone knew he'd done it before. You know, he gets out in front and he just stays there. He looks so calm and composed. And then I think with 600 to go, he was like, well, hold on. 500 to go, he went, really? And then with 400 to go, he just didn't have that extra gear. Maybe he wasn't sandbagging. He's just got that poker face that's just amazing.
Yeah, Maxime said he felt like he had wings at the end and he ran like it, that's for sure.
Talking to Maxime after the race, you know, I think he said he was trying to catch him. And then again, he just belief. And I think when you're in that zone, you're in that kind of like special place fighting for a world title, you know, and this format, I think it just lent itself to a real complete triathlete. He wasn't the fastest swimmer, biker or runner, but he just put three amazing races together.
Well, Tim, I think we can actually hear from Maxime now because he's with Will.
That's exactly right. I do have Maxime Rushberger with me. I've said that so many times, it's never easy to say your name, but I said it so many times because you were incredible. And that last 500 metres, I've never seen anything like it. We talked about Chase McQueen the whole time, and then you really measured your effort 1 second in the end. Now you've had a little bit of time to think about it. How do you feel? You're a world champion.
Yeah, I didn't thought I would be world champion when I woke up this morning. So I'm over the moon, like, and the way I did it also, like, to give it everything until the finish line, to give this 500 meter like a sprint. It was a sprint for like the last 500 meters, so I'm very proud of what I did, and I'm really also proud to share this podium with Chase, as he was the world champion last year. He's a great athlete. I really like to be on the podium with him, and yeah, it's a good day for me.
You're back here for your fifth time, actually, and the experience really shone. The only person who's been here more times is Chase, who's come back for his sixth time. Having finished third in Cersei, fourth here, seventh here, did all that experience come into play when you were measuring your efforts throughout to make sure you were there at the end?
Yeah, exactly. It's something you have to master. I think I did it today. Also, like, having a new kind of format with no rest in between each stage. Change also like the way we are racing. It's more like a long effort, and I mastered it today, and maybe that's also why I could like match Chase today. Last year he was on another level, and yeah, I guess it helps.
Well, what a way to finish or to start your 2025. I hope that spurs you on to even greater heights. Congratulations. Speaking of getting to even greater heights, seventh last time. Now you're on a World Championship podium. Julia Broca, congratulations. You look so happy to be up there with two absolute legends of the sport.
Oh yeah, I'm really happy, and I didn't expect this. I was just focusing on myself and that I don't make stupid mistakes, or just stay controlled and in my own pace, and was just doing my race, my plan, and it worked really well, and I'm really happy.
Yeah, there was no chance to rest for you. Those other two, I think they kind of knew who was going to be 1 and 2, so they kind of eased down. But when you got off, you just hit the floor directly because those girls were all right behind you, so you had no chance to let up at all.
I don't know. But yeah, the first 2 rounds I was... it was really hard, but I was still a bit controlled, and then I let it all out on the last round, and yeah, it was really nice.
How about this crowd, though? It's something completely different. Obviously, triathlon's usually an outdoor sport. You don't get the crowd cheering you on. Did that help you throughout this to just keep going, because it's so hard out there?
Yeah, to be honest, I wasn't hearing the crowd that much because I was just looking on my numbers on the course and yeah, what I wanted to do, and yeah, but the music was really nice.
Does that really, I guess, having a result like this at the start of the year really sort of, I guess, gives you a lot of confidence coming into the rest of your season?
Oh yeah, I had a really good training camp and it was really nice. And I know I was fit, but in the last 2 races, yeah, I had a bit of bad luck, and today it was just amazing, and I'm nice to show that my form is really there, and I'm confident for the next races.
You should be, because it went Bogran, Potter, Broca all together. Those 3 names all together. I like that from you. Congratulations. You look like you enjoyed it, and we enjoyed watching you as well. Boys, we'll just head back over to you now to wrap all this thing up.
Well, thanks very much, Will. Well, Tim, a little bit on Julia Broca there before we talk about Cassandra and Beth. One of the great things about this Supertri format is it does bring through other athletes, doesn't it? Athletes we don't perhaps expect to see on a podium. We don't see them get a chance elsewhere, and then suddenly they can come and perform at an arena like this.
Absolutely, and I think, you know, it's early season. You know, they've got the whole year ahead. She said she's had a great winter, been on a training camp with the national team. A race like this, you saw that with Cassandra Beaugrand in Paris. You know, when you get on the podium, when she stood on the likes of Olympic gold and bronze medalists, it's going to give her that confidence. She's going to go back believing in her training. This could be something special for her for this season. The Germans are so strong. You know, we know that. We watch them race all the time. But I think, you know, a world medal is a world medal.
And Tim, I've got to say, Cassandra versus Beth, we built it up like it was going to be this great battle that we've seen in previous years. Cassandra was so dominant.
You know, she was, but I think it was the pressure that Beth put on her. You know, that second swim, Beth Potter swam 1 second quicker than Cassandra Beaugrand. The secret, I think, for Cassandra is not only has she not dropped off her weapon, her run and her swim, her transitions. Cassandra was really, really nailing those transitions. And yes, she did win comfortably, but I think, you know, all ships are rising on the same tide. And I think what Beth is putting that pressure, so Cassandra's like, I cannot come here half ready to race. You know, I'm coming to London, Beth Potter's backyard, I really need to perform. But I agree, Beth Potter did make it look very, very easy.
And one more thing on Beth, Tim. She's obviously concentrating really hard on running. She's been very open about that. Is that a sign that maybe her swim and bike have suffered a little bit? I appreciate it's her first race of the season.
I don't think so. I think, you know, when a triathlete, you know, like our Alex Yee, who races Supertri all the time, when they step up to a running event, they're crazy if they drop the swimming and bike and they just run. Running's so hard on the body. They get such aerobic conditioning from the swimming and from the biking. Yes, they will focus a little bit more, but definitely they will not be dropping off. You don't turn up to defend and to try and win a world title not knowing that you have swam, biked and ran specifically for this new format. And I love this new format here. It is just awesome.
Well, it's been great, and it gave us one of the great finishes, and Will has the unfortunate runner-up in that one with him, Chase McQueen.
Yeah, I didn't want to go stand next to Chase and doorstop him until we're actually on air, because I don't know if he's going to want to chat after what happened. We're going to see if we can get over here and interrupt him right now. Get out of the way. Chase, I was just talking to Maxime. He's got so much love for you, but then again, he was the winner of this little battle. Yeah. There's a lot of mutual respect between you, but man, that must have been tough. You were in control. It felt like you were in control.
Yeah, it felt like I was in control, but that's the beauty of Super League racing, no? Like, you're in control until you're not in control, and I went out really hard, and that was my strategy, and I bet on myself, and in the end, I paid for it a little bit in the last round, and yeah, of course I'm disappointed to come second because you have high expectations for yourself, but in the end, Maxime's a really good athlete, and it's not lost on me that it's tough to finish on the podium in these races, you know? Like, it's not every day you can finish on the podium, so I'm trying to be in the moment and appreciate things like this because life goes quick, you know?
It does look like, you keep talking about this because you turned 27. Oh no, 27. My heart weeps for you. But did you and Cassandra discuss this? Because you basically had the same game plan. It was like go out hard and then maintain, and then one of you did it. Was it? I didn't want to say that, but was that something that you both discussed?
No, yeah, we did talk about it. I guess, yeah, we're in different leagues, you know? Like, I tried the strategy that she could do, and I couldn't quite do it. But in the end, she really brings out the best in me. It's cool to be around a person that has that level. And, yeah, she challenges me a lot, and it motivates me to try to be better. And yeah, with Maxime, he was on the podium last year. I was on the podium, this year. We both were, we'll call it next year, best 2 out of 3, and see who can come out on top.
Well, I hope you come back for the 7th time. Congratulations on finishing 2nd. We'll see you soon. We'll see you in the league before that, hopefully, as I head over to these guys now. And we're going to start to wrap this thing up. And, we're switching cameras as well. Hello, gentlemen. Look at that. That was easy. Wow, we've done another one. What an effort from you, mate, on course. And it must have been, like, the atmosphere electric.
I mean, the atmosphere was incredible. When Johnny came out, I mean, you could see even Johnny was a bit taken aback with it.
Well, how good. And Tim, sitting there in the commentary box, another excellent effort from you and also from all these athletes.
Absolutely. I think I was saying earlier, this new format is just harder. It's more brutal. Not having the rest, the course that MyWhoosh have put together, I'm absolutely loving racing and watching.
Well, it's a great way to start 2025, and there is plenty more to come with the Supertri League, so stand by for announcements on places that we are going to go. On behalf of these guys and everyone else, it is bye for now.